Fantasy Footballers Sunday Live.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Week 8, Sunday Live. I think we might need to start today's show with a group meditation. Let's do some square breathing, some box breathing, whatever you call it. Just take some deep, slow breaths. Count to 4. Blow out, exhale. What is happening? The NFL time.
What?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That's my best friend, Jeremy.
What's up, best friend?
What is happening? They're like, hey, we'll just do, this redonkulously large bye week. And then everyone else is like, oh, they're on bye week? Well, me too. I'm hurt. I'm not playing this week. Holy freaking crap. Well, we're going to do our best to work through it. Thank you so much for joining me. It's me, Mike, from the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. I got your news. Hey, weather. Thankfully, I don't have to talk about that. Like, if we came in here with a bunch of rainy, windy games, then I don't know. I would be tapping out. I'd be losing my mind over here. But thank you for joining us. Let's get into the news.
The big picture.
So we talked about it at length on the podcast this week when we were breaking down the Ravens. And everything about the Ravens certainly seemed like Lamar Jackson was going to play. He's not. He is not. You had the over-under on the game. You had how they were favored by a touchdown against the Bears. And Lamar was limited in practice. All of a sudden there's reports he's doing the scout team on Friday. It was a very, very weird situation that has resulted in Lamar Jackson is out. I still like Derrick Henry. I'll still play him with full confidence, but I talked about Zay Jones on the show. I really liked Zay this week with Lamar coming back. Not as much with Tyler Huntley, I'll tell you that much. Tyrod Taylor, he's out. Remember when Aaron Glenn was like, I'm not going to tell you who the quarterback is, and then he had to report it because Taylor just times up his injuries right when he's going to get an opportunity. It's very bizarre, but he is out. Brock Purdy remains out. We knew that one, or we expected that one. Bryce Young, we did expect that one. Michael Penix, he's out. He's out too with his foot injury, and then he's got a teammate that is a surprise out as well. At the running back position, Bucky remains out. We got DeAndre Swift is going to play. And Breece Hall is going to play as well. I would be playing him with the confidence that I had to start him because he's kind of dealing with, I think it's a knee injury. At the wide receiver position, Garrett Wilson does remain out. Drake London, hope you weren't counting on that guy because he popped up, I don't even remember, Friday, Saturday. All of a sudden we got this little injury update that said he's dealing with, I think, a hip. Well, he's not going to play. He's not going to play. A.J. Brown also out. Calvin Ridley, Chris Godwin, out. Nico Collins, out. Josh Palmer. Oh, my gosh, dude. So Justin Fields. Justin Fields is going to start for the Jets with no one to throw the ball. I mean, Mason Taylor's playing. So there's good news for there. Christian Watson he's coming off the IR. He's going to play. Hey, I guess this, but we'll take the W here. Matthew Golden, he popped up late on the injury report, but he is listed as questionable. It sounds like he is. He's going to play. Josh Reynolds. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Don't worry about it. He's out too. That's what I was thinking about for Fields. But good. Hey, here we go. Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel. They will play on Monday night. I mean, without Jaden Daniels. They will be playing in a terrible road matchup. But Marcus Mariota, I mean, a lot of people. I've seen the questions. They're coming in hot. They're coming in heavy. We got nasty, nasty boy quarterback questions. Oh, my gosh. And Mariota is definitely in that mix. I'm sure we'll talk about it. At the tight end position, Cole Kmet is out. Colston Loveland, is this the beginning for the number 10 overall pick of this year's draft? Dalton Kincaid's going to play. That's great news. David Njoku is in. That's bad news if you were trying to play Harold Fannin. And Mason Taylor, I already said that one. So that's it. Hey, we're all going to have a good time, though, right? Let's watch some good football. I didn't mean to say good. Let's watch football. Is it going to be good? I don't know. But it's fake. It's football. Think about this. In May, when we're all scratching and Jones, like, man, I wish I had some football. Just remember that when we're so pessimistic going into Week 8. Jeremy, has the computer gathered all the information? Thank you. What I'm talking about there, if you've never joined me, thefantasyfootballers.com. That is the hub. That's where all of our free stuff is, the free rankings. We got a free start-sit tool for you if you want to go in there. Plug 2 players in. We'll give you some variables to consider, and as well as our projections to help you make the best decision for your fantasy football team that you can. And along the way, the start-sit tool, certain guys pop up, and they become the hot guys that a lot of teams out there are struggling with questions. So I'm going to do my best to break those down now.
He's so hot right now.
All right. Who's hot, Jeremy?
All right, we're going to start with the obvious Darnell Mooney. A lot of questions.
Yes. Hey, I'm ready, man. I like Mooney this week. I like it. Let's go.
That's great. I'm starting him. Would you start Darnell Mooney or Xavier Worthy?
Man.
Worthy Monday night against the Commanders.
Yeah, I'd start Mooney. I would start Darnell Mooney all alone. Or by all alone, I mean Drake London is not there. Kyle Pitts will be there. We did see, the beginning. Think back long ago. It has been quite a while. Kirk Cousins was the starting quarterback for this team at the beginning of last year before everything really collapsed and they went to their backup plan, Michael Penix. Darnell Mooney was having himself a very good year. Well, I mean, he had a good year just in totality, but he was doing very well there at the beginning there with Kirk Cousins. And this year it's just been injuries have kind of derailed everything. It's been a weird it was a really weird offseason for Mooney. If you remember, he had an injury and they're like, we don't know when he's going to be back. We don't know if he's going to miss the season. But against Miami with Kirk, who they already have that connection, they already kind of know what's going to go on. I like him. I like Darnell Mooney. I would play him over Worthy. If I'm really going for a ceiling, Worthy is such a difficult player to evaluate. Where the beginning of last year it was terrible. The second half they got it going. It was very inefficient. They were running him more like Rashee Rice, where it's close to the line of scrimmage, try to let yards after catch do the work, which he did okay. He did okay at those things. He was not nearly as good as Rice has been in Rice's career. And now that Rice is back, they're going to have to figure out how Worthy works in this offense with Rashee Rice. And because of that, I know that Mooney is going to work with Kirk Cousins. Is it going to come through with big production? That remains to be seen, but the matchup with the Miami Dolphins, I'm playing Darnell Mooney.
All righty. Mooney or Matthew Golden?
Mooney. Matthew Golden's like a fringe starter as it is. The fact that Christian Watson is back, that's not good news for Matthew Golden, who, like, we had 7 weeks for Golden to kind of really carve out his role and hold Christian Watson off. I don't think Watson's going to play a ton necessarily this week. I mean, he was coming off of a devastating knee injury. If I remember correct, I think he wasn't just a clean ACL. I think he had multiple, if I'm remembering right. Jeremy's going to vet that.
I'll vet that.
It's not super important, but the point is I doubt he plays a full allotment of snaps. But even with that, I'm going to take Darnell Mooney over Matthew Golden. We have not seen enough from Golden yet.
Okay, and I know you're more on the Dobbs side of the Packers receiving.
Yeah.
Would you start Dobbs or Mooney?
That one's close. That one is close. Romeo Dobbs against Pittsburgh. It's on the road. He should be good for, his normal 4 catches or so. Chance of a touchdown. Apparently chance of a 3-touchdown game. I mean, not really. I'd go Mooney there. Oh, man. This is where we are setting ourselves up to either hit a grand slam or just an embarrassing strikeout. I like Mooney. I like him this week.
Alrighty, we'll move off of Mooney here.
Thank goodness. I don't need more shares of Mooney.
This is an interesting one. In the same offense, would you start Alec Pierce or Josh Downs?
I think it's fair. I'd play Alec Pierce just the way that they're utilizing him multiple deep shots per week. It's a great matchup against the Titans. They are, of course, right back to back in my rankings. No, Alec Pierce he's a bit too low. I'm gonna move him up. He's quietly been coming through with some decent games. I don't think we've had a real boom game from him yet. Last week was his best. We had the 10 targets, 5 for 98. But the week one was pretty rough. It was just the one catch, but then 68 yards, 67. And Josh Downs, he's a good player, but they still only run him out of the slot and in 3 wide receiver sets. So I'll take Alec Pierce there.
All right. And then are you going to start Alec Pierce or Jalen Noel?
I'm going to go with Pierce. I know that Noel was he was C.J. Stroud's guy last week. Noel was an interesting prospect. He went, if you're not aware, Jaden Higgins went in the second. We're talking Houston Texans. Higgins went in the second. Noel went in the third. So I don't know for sure if that's going to carry on. Now that Nico is not part of the game plan, do they dial more things up for Jaden Higgins? Because he's the more prototypical takeover type of a wide receiver. Noel's kind of undersized. Higgins isn't gigantic, I don't believe. But he's the guy that they would. Oh no, Higgins is much bigger than I remember. 6'4", 215. So it was it Pierce or Noel?
Correct.
I'd still go with Alec Pierce.
All right, let's move over to the running back position. Are you starting Woody Marks or Bill Krosky Merritt?
All right, Woody Marks gets San Francisco. Corey Krosky Merritt gets the Kansas City Chiefs on the road with Marcus Mariota. Oh, brother, that is a disgusting question. I would play Woody Marks. As a reminder, let me go double check. I'm going to jump in our DFS pass here. The Houston Texans are still favored. They're still favored.
What do they know?
Yes, thank you. What is this? What is this week? I mean, it's a 2.5 points. That's wild. The Houston Texans have had so many stinky games, and the 49ers are playing pretty good football. So I feel like someone somewhere in a bunker knows something about the Houston Texans, and they are not telling us. They're just leaving little conspiracy theory breadcrumbs for us to follow. Woody Marks, I'll take his opportunities against the 49ers. Bill against Kansas City on the road with Mariota is going to be a struggle. So he could hit he could hit the big play more than Woody Marks, but I'm going to take the volume.
All right, we got another Week 8 nasty boy running back decision here. Brashard Smith or Kyle Monangai?
Oh, man, the 7th rounders, they're out. So Kareem Hunt is active. If I thought we saw that he is going to play. Kareem Hunt is set to play, yes. So Brashard Smith, he's fun. He's got juice. Monangai did see more work this past week. Let me go refresh myself of what he actually got. So last week was 16 opportunities. And, man, they were beating up on the Saints. I know that the score is 26-14, so it ended up closer than the game felt. But Monangai played very well. So did Swift. 3 targets, 13 carries for Kyle Monangai. But, before that it was 7-6-4. But the 3 targets. I think I'm going to go with Monangai against Baltimore. Take the matchup there. I mean, their defense is still hurting. So I'm going to go – I lean that way. That's not like a incredible amount of confidence, but if I had them both, I think that's how I would do it.
All right, last one here at the running back position. Are you starting Chase Brown facing the Jets or Rico Dowdle facing the Bills?
Ooh. So the Buffalo Bills, they've given us some run funnel stuff. I think Rico Dowdle can have success while Buffalo still kind of easily wins that game. I'm going to take Chase Brown here, man. I like him. We got running back. He's at running back 14 for me right now on the week. Jets, not a scary matchup. Their offense is going to be able to do nothing. And I think that Joe Flacco is going to have – I think he's going to have another great game. Let's see. Yeah, Sauce Gardner is out from concussion, I believe. So they're hurting even more on the defensive side. Yeah, I'm taking Chase Brown. I'm taking Chase Brown there with a decent amount of confidence. It's because of the split. Like, if free Rico, man, why does no one believe in Rico Dowdle the way I believe in Rico Dowdle? Like, what does the NFL have to see? How many 200-yard games does Rico have to put up before people are like, okay, maybe he should be the starter? Like, I'm not saying Chuba's bad, but Rico's really good. Okay, I digress.
Little bonus question here. I assume you would, if you had both or access to both, you would play Rico over
the Rico Chuba?
Yeah.
I would. Yes, I would play the Rico side of it. The carries inside the 5, there's none for Chuba this year. That, I mean, at least leads me to believe that should continue. Like, should they get a touchdown opportunity, I think it goes to Rico, and then they'll do stupid split stuff. Stupid Panthers.
All right, we're going to get into the meat of this here. A lot of people asking quarterback questions this week.
Okay, here we go.
Are you starting Justin Fields or Kirk Cousins?
So, Andy, his team, which is it's been a struggle for him this year, but he is matched up with Josh, who is one of the super teams in the league of record. Andy, all morning, he's like, do I go Mariota? Do I go Fields? Do I go Kirk Cousins? And it is tough between Fields and Cousins. Was that the question? Fields and Cousins?
Yes.
Because Kirk Cousins is definitely a safer play for a guy who can get you 200 to 250 and possibly a couple touchdowns. As much as I like Darnell Mooney, I'm playing him, but Bijan should have a monster game this week. Everything is perfectly aligned for that to happen. Fields against the Bengals, no weapons. Bengals defense is atrocious. So I think we're going to be back on. Fields will give you either 3 points or he will give you 30 points. So if you are, and I think the pie, if you have the arrows going around where it's going to stop, I think the pie piece of 3 points is much larger than the 30 point this week. It exists there, man, for Fields every single week. Every week he could give you 30. If I had them both, I would play Kirk Cousins over Justin Fields, though. If Garrett Wilson were active, that would change things, but he is not.
All righty, and you mentioned the next guy here, Kirk Cousins or Marcus Mariota.
So the fact that Mariota has Terry and Debo back and will run, he should give us 30-plus rushing yards in this contest. I would be fine playing Mariota in that one. I mean, Mariota, Justin Fields, it's that you're really swinging. Really, really, really swanging. And I'd go Mariota. I'd go Mariota over both those guys, over Fields or Cousins. And I'll put Stroud was another guy Andy was asking about, and I said I'd play Mariota.
Yeah, I saw Andy just picked Mariota up off,
off the
wire.
Okay.
Yeah, he dropped
probably
Cousins.
Cousins.
He dropped Cousins. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so I got a 3-pack here for you. Rank
that's
them.
that's the way to do it. Don't leave Cousins on your bench so you can be like, make your decision and go with it.
All right, rank these 3 guys in the order that you would start them. Joe Flacco, Jackson Dart, Caleb Williams.
Okay. Caleb is going to be at the top because the matchup is Baltimore. I'm playing Joe Flacco over Jackson Dart. Look, I am infected. I've got the fever. I've got the Jackson Dart fever. Like I got it. You know, we mentioned on the show of Andy's been in sports cars for a while. I've got in at an unhealthy degenerative level very rapidly. And it's just, dude, Jackson Dart pulled a Jackson Dart patch last night. Oh man. Me and the boy freaked out. However, on the road, Philly, Jalen Carter is there. Jackson Dart's a fine flyer. Like, he could still have an absolutely great week, but I would have greater confidence in those other two guys.
Alrighty, let's blitz a couple tight ends and get to the people real quick.
All right.
Dalton Schultz or Cade Otton?
I'll go Cade Otton. I'll go Cade Otton in that one. Don't need a ton of analysis. Dalton Schultz probably get a bunch of targets, but
alrighty. Or Hunter Henry or Zach Ertz? Last one.
Ertz is fine for a floor play where, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Ertz is fine for a floor play. Henry could be one catch, or he can be the offense. We talked about that a lot. But hey, before we move to the people and get into your questions, I want to take a quick second to thank our sponsor, Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is here to keep you fueled through Sunday football. They just rolled out their toasted sandwiches last year, but they couldn't stop there. Now, in a limited time offer, Jimmy John's is bringing you pizza sandwiches. People, pizza sandwiches. They're available in 2 flavors. Enjoy a melty combination of Parmesan, provolone, and mozzarella cheese spread with marinara and oregano basil on perfectly toasted French bread with their 3-cheese pizza sandwich. If you need something with a bit more protein, try the Sicilian pizza sandwich layered with salami, capicola, and ham. And, of course, spread with deliciously melted mozzarella cheese, oregano basil on freshly toasted French bread. Oh, that's good. Jimmy John's new toasted pizza sandwiches available in 2 flavors, 3-cheese pizza sandwich and Sicilian pizza sandwich at participating locations for a limited time while supplies last. To the people.
Stardom, set 'em.
We ran a little long with the other 2 segments, so I'll stay on for a couple extra minutes here, ladies and gentlemen, with the people. Elliot wants to know Cade Otton or Dalton Kincaid. I'm going with Dalton Kincaid there. I know it seems like he shouldn't be able to keep doing what he has been doing, but Kincaid, when he's been on the field, he's been truly the number 1 guy for the Buffalo Bills. And, I mean, it's not everything that they hoped when they drafted him, but I'm going to stick with that. Abby says Daniel Jones or Bo Nix. Oh, my goodness. Both are good plays. Both are great plays. Daniel Jones gets the Titans. They are doo-doo. Bo Nix gets the Dallas Cowboys. I think they are doo-dooier. So we're going to chase that. We're going to chase that over under. 51 and a half. Woo-hoo. Who doggy? Oh, but wait a moment. The Colts are at 47 and a half, and the Colts implied team total is 31. It is, in fact, higher than the Denver Broncos. I think I'm still going to go Bo Nix. I'm less concerned about J.K. Dobbins stealing my touchdowns than I am with Jonathan Taylor Thomas touchdown stealing them. He had JTT scoring. I mean, what the odds for JT scoring this week have to be like minus 300. I mean, it's got to be ridiculous.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Like, they have to be like, is he going to score? Yeah, he's going to. I want to know. So
minus 380.
Yeah. Dude, I was like, I'm going to be a little hyperbolic, and I was not close. Dude, that's ridiculous. All right. Dylan says Mooney or Marks. I'm going Mooney in that question. William says Drake May or Jackson Dart. That one, you got to go with Drake May. I know it's Cleveland, but Jackson Dart's on the road against Philly. Drake May's been playing so good. Let's see here. We got, Neil. This is a great one. George Pickens or Darnell Mooney. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to go. I like Mooney a lot. I've said that. But I'm going to go with the possibility that Surtain, he's going to be on CD Moore, I would imagine. And not that that's going to stop CeeDee Lamb totally. But I'm going to go with George Pickens in that one. I'm going to stay in that fire. Next question. We got the Olympian says Tez Johnson or Troy Franklin for flex and a half. Both Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims are in play this week because of the Dallas matchup. I can't say confidently who I prefer between the two of them. But Tez Johnson, I think I'm going to roll with Tez. Yeah, I'm going to roll with Tez Johnson. Last week did give me a lot more confidence that the team is their confidence is growing in Tez. Craig says Dalton Kincaid or George Kittle. I'm going to stick with George Kittle. I know it was a 0, and it was extremely painful to be so excited all that time waiting for George Kittle, and he comes back and he gives you a 0. That's not going to keep happening. Oh, man, a back-to-back goose from George Kittle would be devastating. We got, let's see, Andre wants to know, Ted McMillan or Chase Brown in a PPR? It seemed like Dalton favored Leggett. I think that was more of a product of he was forced into the action. You get a whole week practicing with Tet. PPR, that's very close. That's very close, actually. I'm going to go Chase Brown. I'm going to go Chase Brown in that one. Joe Flacco can check that ball down a few times. Let's see. We got Darius says Alec or Elick. I like it. I'm playing Pierce. Cam Ward looked better, but I'm going to stick with Daniel Jones in that 31 implied team total. Goodness gracious. Leifer says Rodgers or Fields. I got Rodgers in that one. Pretty much anything competent to get me out of Justin Fields this week is the path that I want to go. Don says Dak or Daniel Jones. Wow. I have Daniel Jones slightly higher in my rankings, not enough to completely take me off of playing Dak. But against Denver, no, I'm gonna stick with Dak. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna move him up. Craig says you're the man, Mike. I just wanted to read that one because I thank you. Let's see. We got Tez or Mooney from Corey. I would go Mooney in that situation. And just a couple more here. PPR, Chuba or Brashard Smith. This one's from Manny. I'll stick with Chuba in that one. He should get more work. And let's go. Nasty boys. I like this from Father Curtis. Algier or Justice Hill in a PPR. I'm going to go. This is the battle of game script, right? Like, is Baltimore getting beat up by Chicago? And then they just, for whatever stupid reason, they're like, Derrick Henry can't play passing downs. Put Justice Hill in. That's the stupid Baltimore Ravens management voice, by the way. And then Algier, Algier was, I think, dealing with something this week. But it's like the game script there is, I think even with Kirk Cousins, Atlanta could beat the crap out of Miami. Does Algier get some more extra work? But the PPR, I'll go with Justice Hill. And let's get out of here on this last one. Thomas wants to know Jalen Waddle or Juwan Jennings. That is a very fair and good question. I would double check the Jalen Waddle injury if there was anything else that they've kind of said late about it. He should. And Tua, I didn't report it because they didn't change his injury status or anything. But Tua is sick. Sick and tired of playing for the Dolphins, am I right? Hey-oh, swish. Let's go, and then one more. We'll go Sutton or Devontae Smith. Oh, my gosh. I should not have read that question. Devontae Smith, just because it's hard and I can't do it fast. Smith should be in a prime spot here with A.J. Brown out. I'm gonna still take Sutton, though. I'm going to take Sutton against the Dallas Cowboys. That's going to do it, everyone. I'm going to get back in the lab, make sure these rankings are where I want them to be. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We will see you beautiful people tomorrow. Oh, speaking of beautiful, that's how you got to keep it beautiful. Come on. Goodbye. Good luck.